I watched a little video that Becky was shooting.
All right, so we are live.
You think it works pretty quick for your shoulders too? You know, really fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think it for
And I just inhale it.
back pain. Yeah.
All right, so hi Periscopers. We've got some people here, and then you guys. We are going to go ahead and get started. Let me just make sure I've got everything set up. Make sure it goes through. Okay, so my name is Michelle, Michelle Castle. I have been using Young Living, exclusively Young Living, for over 2 years now, using essential oils for about 4. I dabbled in using all different kinds for the first, I'd say, year and a half of after being introduced. A couple different companies. I got them from the store. I just used whatever I could and whatever I could afford, and whatever different friends would give me. But using Young Living essential oil exclusively for about 2.5 years. So what got me started was my pregnancy with my son, who's 2. Turns 2 actually next week, or 2 weeks from now. But what got me started on them was just pains and aches and just system issues that I was having while I was pregnant with him. And I also wanted to look into more chemical-free, toxic-free things that I could use around the house. I was using different plug-ins and air fresheners and things like that I was using all the time to make my house smell good. I had a potty training 3-year-old, so I needed all of those things. And so I was just trying to figure out ways of making myself healthier, my family healthier, my kids healthier. And so that's what initially got me using the essential oils. The Thieves in particular, I was introduced to the Young Living brand through the Thieves household cleaner, which I have all of the Thieves products over there in the kitchen, so we can take a look at those afterwards. But the Thieves household cleaner, and then the peppermint. Those were the 2 products that kind of got me hooked and got me started. And what really made me kind of buckle down and say, okay, this is the company, this is what I want to use. We're going to watch a short video. Periscopers, on the Facebook event page, I'm going to go ahead and post a link to this video in case you guys can't see it. I was playing around with this, and hopefully I can get it to play. Alright, so we are going to watch this quick little video. It's just a little bit more about Young Living.
Control of your life. It's time to start living. How can you take control of your life and live the way you've always wanted? The answer lies in essential oils. But what is an essential oil? Far more than just nice scents, essential oils are unique plant extracts that, when carefully grown, harvested, and distilled, have the power to change lives for the better. Through essential oils produced using Young Living's proprietary seed-to-seal process, you can improve your family's physical wellness, purify your home, uplift your spirits, and even achieve financial freedom. Life-changing benefits, all from a tiny drop of oil. Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, wanted the best life possible for himself and his family. His passion led him to essential oils. With Gary leading the charge, modern science has perfected essential oil cultivation, harvesting, distillation, and testing. The result? Healthier, more fulfilling, and more purpose-driven lives around the world. 20 years, Young Living has been a haven for people seeking a better life through the priceless benefits of essential oils. So how has being a part of Young Living changed people's lives?
For us, these oils represent freedom. We're free from worrying about our kids' health, free from worrying about our finances. Sharing these oils just comes so naturally, and they really resonate with people.
From the very beginning of our day to the very end, essential oils are a huge part of our family's life.
We've been able to quit our day job and focus on our Young Living business. And it doesn't really feel like business. We are helping people.
I am so happy to be able to hang out with my grandkids and hike with them and play with them. And I know a lot of people my age that aren't able to do that kind of thing. And Young Living has given me that opportunity.
I can't put a price tag on our family's health. Knowing that they are enjoying safe, natural products free of toxins and synthetic chemicals is priceless.
Gary Young has such a passion and dedication to Young Living. It's truly inspiring. From farms all over the world to the research and sharing these essential oils, it inspires us to be a part of the business.
Thank you, Gary. And thank you, Young Living.
Young Living is unique for its network of farms and carefully monitored partner farms across the globe. Beginning with a small patch of pristine land in northern Idaho, Gary Young created a special haven where the purest possible botanicals could be grown. Young Living quickly expanded to more U.S. farms, then took our passion for absolute purity and authenticity to farms in South America, France, and Oman. And even after 20 years, we're just getting started. No other essential oil company invests the resources, care, and expertise into its
There's
products
2 farms
that Young Living does. As part of the global Young Living movement, you'll love the products and lifestyles so much that you'll want to share them with others. Young Living will not only help you achieve what you want in your life, it will also empower you to change the lives of everyone you care about. Are you ready to take control of your life? Are you ready to start living? To learn more, speak with the person who introduced you to this video or visit youngliving.com.
Okay, I love that video. It's just a good feeling, a good feel video. And it gives you a little bit of information on, it gives you just a little, kind of a starter. It's a good starting point. Mouse disappeared.
So I've used oils from Sprouts and health food stores. What do you find the difference to be with these versus those?
I'll cover a little bit about the differences. There we go. Between those oils, it starts mainly with, there we go, the distillation process and different things that they're able to get away with putting in the bottles and what you're getting. So we'll talk a little bit about that. That's definitely something I hit on. So first, the obligatory disclaimer. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell any of you to get off your medication, whether if you're taking certain medications, just because I say that something's good at supporting that system. If you're on thyroid medication and I say this oil is great for supporting the endocrine system, I don't mean go home, ditch your thyroid medication and start applying this oil every day. That's not what I want you to do. I also, there we go. I also want you guys to know that everything I talk about today, I'm talking about Young Living oils. It's what I know, it's what I'm knowledgeable in. When I tell you that, lavender is good for treating, not treating, but if lavender is good for calming, or, to put on maybe some skin issues that you might be having, and you run to the store and buy a bottle of lavender and put it on your skin and end up breaking out in a rash. We'll talk about a little later why that potentially is happening, but I just want you to know that what I'm talking about today is regarding Young Living essential oils. It's what I'm knowledgeable about. It's what it's what I can do, and it's what I use. So, so just know that not all oils are equal, are created equal. All the information I'm sharing are testimonies and things that I've been using these oils for about 2.5 years. So they're what work with my family. I know with my family what oils I can use on my kids neat versus diluted, and they're just so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I expect you and I encourage you to do your own research, ask questions. I have great online resources and great book resources that I can let you borrow, that you can look at if you wanted to do your own research. But I definitely encourage you to be your own advocate. That's my goal, is to empower you to learn a little bit more, become your own advocate for what's going to work best for your family. I was telling Carol I got a new computer. Okay, so we're going to go into our toxic world and talk a little bit about that. And part of the new computer is bizarre. It doesn't follow along. So basically, our bodies are not equipped to handle the foreign chemicals and toxins that are being brought into our life every day. Obviously, with evolution, we have evolved into certain things. There's chemicals, and there's pesticides, and there's toxins that are being used today that were not used 50, 80, 100 years ago. And our bodies have evolved. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll let you make the decision on that. But we live in a toxic world. Everything we bring into our home, most everything we bring into our home is toxic. From your cleaners, your beauty products, just everything you use, your foods even that we're bringing in. Every household has approximately 60 hazardous products in them. Like I said, your deodorant, your laundry detergent, what you clean your floors with, what you clean your toilets with. If you clean your fruit, what are you cleaning your fruit with? Are you eating organic? Are you not? Are you eating off the Dirty Dozen list? So there's so many chemicals and toxins being brought into your house. And just everything we breathe in or apply to the skin absorbs into the bloodstream. So if you're applying a lotion to your skin and that lotion has ingredients in it that you don't know, they're absorbing into your bloodstream. So if it's not something that you would eat, or if you ate it, you would have to call, especially like look at your toothpaste, for example. If you're using a certain brand of toothpaste, and on that bottle of toothpaste, if it says, if ingested, call poison control. It's toothpaste. I'm brushing my teeth with it. I don't want to brush my kids' teeth with it. If they ingest enough of it. I mean, I don't know about you, but my kids, the toothpaste that I was using before, it tastes good. If my son got a hold of that tube and just sucked it down, I would have to take him to the emergency room because there's stuff in there that's not meant to be ingested. That's one of the reasons that I said I need to figure out an alternative. I want him, if he did, now maybe he feels sick after eating a tube of the Young Living Sleek toothpaste, but I'm not going to run him to the emergency room. Same
as a kid.
Yeah. Same with cleaning supplies. I use the Thieves Household Cleaner for everything. If my son was to take that bottle and squirt it in his mouth, it doesn't taste good, and he might get a little stomach ache. But I'm not going to call poison control because I know that it's a plant-based product. It's diluted, and it's not going to harm him. So, let's see. So that's good on there. I covered everything. I'm just checking my notes. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, so what are essential oils? The video talked a little bit about it. I'm going to go into more in depth. So essential oils are volatile. They're natural aromatic liquids that are extracted from plants, usually by the distillation process. There are some oils, like your citrus oils, that are cold pressed. They're not heating the rind, but they're cold pressed from the rind, the whole fruit. to get that essential oil. By being volatile, that means that they will evaporate. There's no protein, there's no fatty proteins in the oil to make them, when you're talking about your coconut oils and your almond oils and your olive oils, those have fat in them. You apply those to your skin's going to stay oily for a long time. These essential oils are volatile, so if you took the bottle, the top off of a bottle and left it there, 2 to 3 months, you come back, it's going to be gone because it's going to have evaporated into the air. I know people that buy a bottle of orange and just open it up and set it in and just leave it in their car, and after a couple months they replace it. It's kind of a natural diffusing process, because where is it going? It's not disappearing, the molecules are being evaporated into the air. When I made the peppermint brownies over there, Periscope, you're missing out on this. Sorry. But I made peppermint brownies, and I find that if I'm using peppermint extract, I can get away with using just a little bit, but when I'm using the peppermint oil, I'm using about 9 drops because it's baking out. There's not those proteins to bind to the food, so it's actually baking out. The nice thing about these oils is because they're pure, they can absorb into your skin fairly quickly. You put an essential oil on your wrist, back behind your ears, and the bottom of your foot, within 20 minutes, that oil is going to disperse into every cell of your body. So these essential oils, essentially, they're the lifeblood of the plant. They're the immune system of the plant, what keeps the plant alive, kind of like the blood, like our white blood cells work in our body. So the great thing is that these oils can work in our body the same way they do in the plants, which is where we're putting them on our body, and they're actually making changes at the cellular level. They can break that blood-brain, that blood barrier very quickly. And then the chemical constituents are actually what determine the purity and the therapeutic value of an essential oil. I encourage you, we're not going to go into chemical constituents because that's a whole other class. But I encourage you to look into what chemical constituents are and why those are so beneficial to our bodies and what they are. But that talks, if you look up and do some research on chemical constituents, it's what is in the essential oil that actually makes the changes in our body and makes the changes to our cellular structure. Another thing I wanted to touch on about essential oils is essential oils are adaptable, which basically means that if balancing is, you being balanced is right here in the center. So say your heart, this is you balanced. If for some reason you're way off over here, or you're way off over here, the essential oil is going to bring you into balance. Whatever system is needing the support. If your digestive system needs to be balanced right here and you're off over here, or here, or here, or you might have a different digestive issue than you might choose, okay, I'm going to use Digest. That's the oil I'm going to use. Wherever you are on the spectrum, it is going to bring you back into balance, no matter what. The other great thing is if you are having digestive issues, but you decide Thieves is the only oil you have. Thieves is going to bring you back into balance, your entire system. Now, it might not work as quickly as Digest, which is a blend that's specifically made to target your digestive system, but these oils are going to get into every cell of the body and they're going to bring you back into balance, regardless. And then what's nice about them is because they're self-metabolized, they metabolize quickly. Once your body gets into balance, the oil is just going to metabolize. So there's no overdosing on essential oils. There's definitely been times where I've maybe added a couple, too many drops of lemon to my water, and as I'm drinking it, I'm like, whew, man, I need to add a little more water. But I'm not overdosing on it. It's a little overwhelming for my system. Always start slow and then work your way up. But that's the great thing, is that once your body's balanced, same with diffusing. I rotate diffusing Thieves and Purification a lot, especially during the winter months. Because Thieves is only going to get my body so far. Thieves is going to get my body as balanced as it can get. And then if I'm still feeling a little off, or I might put Purification in, because Purification is going to target different areas of my body and bring those. That's why there's so many, and that's why I use so many. That's why the starter kit comes with 10 and not 1 or 3. So now we're going to talk about, I gotta stop touching my So different quality and grade. So we'll talk about this a little bit, and this gets into, you were talking about buying essential oils at Sprouts and then the grocery store. So there's different grades. So you've got your grade A, which is your therapeutic and medicinal grade, safe for internal use, pure and unadulterated, first distilled, which means the plants are put through a first distillation and then they're done. They're not going to take those plants and put them through another distillation process and hope they get a little bit more, maybe a little more diluted. They're going to take it, and actually what Young Living does, because Young Living owns their own farms, what Young Living does with, say, their lavender, is they put it back into the field as fertilizer. And so this grade A is going to be your Young Living oils. What's in the bottle is 100% essential oil, and that 100% can mean different things to different companies. So when we say, when you buy a bottle of peppermint, you're getting 100% pure therapeutic grade peppermint essential oil. The entire bottle is 100% essential oil, which our peppermint costs around $23. And it's 15 milliliter. You go to the grocery store and you can find peppermint in a 15 or a 1 ounce bottle. I saw a bottle of peppermint in a 1 ounce bottle that was only $11. It said on the label 100% essential oil, but what they're not telling you is that the FDA regulation only says that 3 to 5% of what's in the bottle has to be the essential oil. Now, if that 3% is, according to their standards, 100% essential oil, they can put it on the label that it's 100% essential oil, but what you're getting is 3 to 5% of the actual essential oil and 95% of whatever they want. And they don't have to disclose that, which is why you can get 1 ounce of peppermint oil for $11. And so you'll find yourself having to use a lot more. Before my mom made the transfer, she was finding, she's like, yeah, I bought this bottle of eucalyptus, but I'm using like 20 to 30 drops of it in my diffuser, and I bought Young Living's eucalyptus and I use 2 drops, and I get and I'm like, that's what you're paying for. And it's also just the quality. And another thing with those store-bought is they second and third distill those oils to get more out of them. Also, we'll go into the distillation process. The higher the heat, the more chemical constituents are burned off, but you get oil faster. So the higher the heat, the faster you get your oil, but that's not always a good thing. So you've got these companies that are selling their oils for $11, $12, $8, $7. I saw a bottle of frankincense for 20 once, and I'm like, okay, well, our frankincense is 70 for a 15 milliliter bottle. So, and it's because of the source, and it's because of how we're distilling it and how we're getting it. So then it goes into, there's the grade B is your natural or your food grade. So normally they're labeled as natural organic. Young Living's are organic, just so you know. Then you've got your perfume grade. Usually these oils are stripped from plants using chemicals or solvents. They're not actually gone through the distillation process because it takes time and money to do that. These are the ones that are going to be altered, extended, which means they're highly diluted, and they're going to be in your perfumes and your shampoos, conditioners. Your floral waters, I actually have a floral water I can go get and bring down from you but floral water is when you can see in that book, if you guys want to look later, when you distill an oil, there's actually floral water that's actually collected separately, and it's water, but it's got the scent and some of the chemical constituents of the essential oil, but it's actually kind of the excess water that comes off. That makes more sense when you see the distillation process. There's a little diagram in that packet you guys can take with you. But so those are your different grades. So moving into a little science. So your frequency. So everybody has a frequency. Frequency is the measurable rate of electrical energy that connects 2 points. Every living thing has a frequency. A healthy body typically has a frequency ranging from 62 to 78 megahertz, and clinic disease usually begins around 58 degrees. So cold symptoms is when you're going to start getting at 58, flu symptoms 57 or less. Our human brain runs at about 72 to 90 megahertz. The human body day to day is at 62 to 78. Cancer, when you have cancer, your body is around 42 megahertz, and death begins at 25 megahertz. So obviously our goal is to keep our megahertz and keep our frequency at the 62 to 78 range. Clinical research has shown that essential oils have the highest frequency of any natural substance known to man, and actually can create an environment where microbes cannot live. So microbes is being everything that your body does not want in it. This is getting into, so essential oils are made up of very tiny molecules that are actually so small that they can make their way into every cell of the body in 20 minutes, and one drop of essential oil has enough molecules to cover every cell of the body with 40,000 molecules. So that's how potent these essential oils are, and that's how well they work, is because they can actually coat your cells with them. The frequency of rose, just some little facts. The frequency of rose, which I have if you want to smell it, is 320 megahertz. Idaho blue spruce is 580. You've got frankincense at 147, joy at 188. You've got thieves at 150, panaway at 112. So they all kind of have their different frequency level.
I have a question. How do you measure megahertz, or how is that even done? I mean, you're talking about
electrical charge. So Olive Young Living's oils, are tested by a third party. So once they pass the distillation process in their bottles, or before their bottle, not only does Young Living test them, but we have a third party that tests them. If the essential, and then that's where they can do all these tests. It's a machine that tests it. Yeah.
Kind of like an EKG for your oil.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. So why Young Living? I could talk about this all day. But these are just a little bit of points that I like to make. So Gary Young is the founder and the CEO. He's a founder of Young Living, and he's the CEO, and he's actually a pioneer in essential oils and a well-respected expert in the field. Everybody knows what they know because of Gary. He's been doing this for more than 20 years. Young Living, they've set the standard for determining essential oil purity and potency. Other companies that set their standards based on Young Living. There's really no denying that. There's no getting away from that. They have a commitment to producing therapeutic essential oils that are 100% pure and with the highest constituents, and selling oil that when you buy it, that's what you're getting. You're not getting any solvents, you're not getting any carrier oil. And if there is a carrier oil in it, like some of our blends, it says on there what the carrier oil is. Sesame seed oil, almond oil, fractionated coconut oil. Let's see. So a nice little fact about Young Living is that only 30% of the essential oil that they distill is sold. 70% of the oil that they distill doesn't meet the quality that Gary Young expects his oils to make, and so it goes back into the soil. That's why sometimes you'll find, and because Young Living owns all their own farms, which no other company can say they own their own farms. Yeah, so Young Living owns their own farms, and the farms that they partner with are exclusive Young Living partner farms. Young Living works directly with them, and they guarantee that they follow the Young Living standards and procedures in order to get. So, and all the oils are tested by third parties. So the 70% that's not sold goes back into the ground as fertilizer. And we have over 400 products. We have more essential oils on the market than any other company, and we have more essential oil infused products than any company. And then I already touched on the fact that there's no federal standards for labeling, so I touched on that already. So we'll go into talking about the Seed to Seal promise. A little bit in the video about the Seed to Seal promise. It was the big ticket for me, one of the bigger ticket items for me. It takes a lifetime of study and hands-on expertise to become a master grower and distiller of essential oils. Gary Young traveled the world for years before he could even consider himself knowledgeable, let alone a master grower and distiller of essential oils. And he's definitely not the only one, but all the farms have them. And they are developing the seeds, they are cultivating, they're distilling, they're testing, and they're bottling these oils. So Young Living is the only company that can guarantee a seed to seal promise, and that means from seed to the actual seal of the bottle, Young Living is in complete control. They're not contracting out, they're not going to farms and buying the same lavender that all these other companies are buying. It's their own lavender farm, it's their own, and they're in charge of it. And so that was a big ticket item for me. Young Living has rights into certain farms, into certain oils that no other company can even get rights to. So some of the farms that we've partnered with are because of Gary's relationships that he's built over the course of 20 plus years with these owners and with these farmers. So we have more, that's part of the reason why we have so many more singles and blends, singles especially, than other companies, is because Young Living, or Gary in particular, has built these relationships with these people and with these farm owners and they're exclusive to him. So that was a big deal with me. They have an open farm policy, which means even if you're not a wholesale member, if you walk in the front door at their lavender farm in Mona, Utah, and say you want to check it out, they'll take you around, friendly, and take you around and show you. So that's another thing too. It is an open door. All of their farms are open door. You can visit them at any time. One day I'll make it to Ecuador. I heard it's awesome down there. Okay, so how to use essential oils. So topical is one of the popular ways of using it. All of the bottles are labeled as far as how you can use them: aromatically, topically, internally. My son is awake. See if he goes into the bedroom or comes out. So topical application. We'll talk about the VitaFlex feet chart a little bit, but many essential oils are safe to use directly on the skin. One thing you want to make sure you know is some oils are hot. So you've got peppermint oil. That's considered a hot oil. So when you put peppermint directly on your skin, most people feel a warming effect. By diluting the oil in a carrier oil, you can actually make that go away. You're still using 1 drop. So if you want 1 drop of peppermint, you put it in half a teaspoon of coconut oil and apply it to your skin. You're getting the benefits of that entire drop. It's just not going to be as warm. I know that with lavender on my son, on my 4-year-old, I have to dilute it. Otherwise, he gets a little bit of a rash. But my 2-year-old could dump the bottle on his head and never have a reaction. So everybody's body chemistry is different. So that's why with a topical application, I always suggest starting at the bottom of your feet with the VitaFlex feet chart, and that's in the brochure. And then you can also, there's easier ones online that you can find. But it's the VitaFlex feet chart, and your nervous system ends in your feet, and you've got the biggest pores in your body on the bottom of your feet. Also, you have the least sensitive skin on the bottom of your feet. So I always recommend diluting the essential oil. If you're going to use it topically for the very first time for at least a week, dilute the essential oil. You can do 1 drop to a teaspoon, 1 drop to a half a teaspoon, however you're feeling it, and apply it to the bottom of your feet first. It's going to absorb quickly. You can put socks over your feet. There's different areas of your feet that target different parts of your body. I normally just apply it everywhere unless I know specific. My feet are bigger than my kids, so I can target area. My kids, I just apply it everywhere. Good place to start. I recommend starting there. After you start there, then you can talk, for head pains and things like that. You can look more into applying it to your temple, behind your ears, your neck. My endocrine blend. For endocrine support, I like to apply in front of my neck and on my back by my kidneys. So this is a great chart to have on hand. If you're going to use it in the bathtub, remember that oil and water don't mix. And so using Epsom salt is a great way to use it in your bath. You let it absorb into the Epsom salt, then run it under your bath water, and it's actually going to disperse it nice and evenly.
Learned that the hard way.
Yeah. Otherwise, you have like little beads of if you use lavender, little beads, and you're like, mixed up. It won't mix. But if you put it in Epsom salt, it will. All right, moving right along. The most popular way to use essential oils is your inhalation, diffuser, or directly out of the bottle. These molecules are so small that just inhaling them out of the bottle, because they're volatile, you're going to get those molecules into your bloodstream. I feel because your lymphatic system is so smell is so potent. you could smell a bottle of lavender and instantly think of, or a bottle of lemon, for example, and instantly think of something that maybe you brings you back to your childhood. So that's the way I tell people to start first with essential oils, is diffuse it. Diffuse it. See how you feel. See what changes your body makes, and what changes you feel you have emotionally, physically, and then you can go to applying topically. But I always say, when you are inhale out of the bottle, start with 1, 2, maybe even 3 drops in the diffuser, and then take it up from there. I always like to say here when we're talking, because I know just from other people's experiences, tea tree oil, do not diffuse it if you have cats in the house. I don't know if any of you are cat people, but if you are, don't diffuse it with cats. It is really hard on the respiratory system. Great for our respiratory system, not good for their respiratory system.
That's what you're doing. Yeah, the cat she's not
don't
crazy
like
about.
that.
Diffuse
Letting
teacher, no, I'm
cats.
not going to even say it. But smell is so powerful, and emotional reactions can occur just by thinking of what something smells like. So if you have a negative reaction to just thinking about smelling peppermint, because maybe something happened in your life that, I would recommend not putting it in the diffuser. I would recommend applying it to the bottom of your toe. If you know that you need the benefits of it, start small. Maybe smell it and walk away from it a little bit, a couple days later, but work up to it, which is, and it can be an acquired taste. There is some chemical research that has shown that the most unpleasant smell to you is actually the oil most needed, which sometimes people don't like hearing. So if you don't like the smell of frankincense, your body would probably really benefit from using frankincense. Doesn't mean put it in the diffuser and just suffer. What I would do in that situation is apply a little bit to the bottom of your toe. If we go back to the VitaFlex point, your brain and pituitaries are on your big toe. Apply just a little bit, not even a full drop, just like touch the bottle, or use a Q-tip or a toothpick and put a little bit on the bottom of your toe, and after a while you'll actually start to not mind that oil. Let's see, no heat diffusing, so make sure we don't put essential oils in humidifiers. They're not meant to break up the molecules of the essential oil. They're meant for water vapors only, especially heat. You can, around Christmas time, I'll put apple cider on the stove, and I'll put nutmeg, I'll put either thieves, or I'll put nutmeg and ginger and clove and cinnamon in, and I'm getting the smell, and I'm getting some of the benefits, but because I'm heating them, not all the chemical constituents are benefiting us, but around Christmas time it just smells so nice, and it warms the house and that kind of thing. So internal consumption, I'm not going to touch on this. You can do your own research, youngliving.com/safety guidelines. Has a lot of protocols. The bottles are labeled if they're meant to be used internally. I suggest if they're not labeled to use internally, you don't use them internally. Again, applying them topically, you can get the same effect. And I only recommend using Young Living essential oils for internal use, because I'm 100% confident, 100% confident that what's in that bottle is the oil versus others. All right, moving on. So the next part's going to go super fast, because since you guys have the brochure and the books, you guys can do a lot more of the research on the individual oils, but I do want to touch base on them. So these are the premium starter kit oils. The reason Young Living put this premium starter kit together is because they're the most used, they're the most popular, and pretty much you get this kit and you're covered. Your whole body is covered with this kit. Obviously there's other oils that as you use them, you've determined, I like using Endoflex for my endocrine system. I love Joy just as a mood booster. There's oils out there that I've found work better for me, but this kit is kind of the end-all be-all kit. Everything can be covered with this kit. So we're going to touch base, and the oils are there, so feel free to grab them, smell them, pass them around as we talk about them. We're going to hit on lavender first. You've got its respiratory function. It's good for respiratory function, seasonal sniffles. You've got it's calming. It's a great sleep aid. And there's some other things on there. I like doing, my husband has really bad, like when he goes outside and mows the lawn, and does yard work. He doesn't have to here because we have lawn service covered. But when he did, he would come inside and just be red. His eyes are swollen, his nose is congested, and he would just be sneezing for hours. So he would wear a face mask, and we'd put a drop of lavender in his face mask. And he would come in and be perfectly fine. So, love lavender. This is considered the Swiss Army knife of oils because if you only have one bottle of essential oil in your house, lavender is the one that you want to have. I would say you need more than that, but if you were going to pick one, if you just wanted to pick one to start, lavender would be it because you can cover so many things with lavender. So frankincense, this is the one that my mom says reminds her of church growing up.
Yeah, me too.
Catholic. Yep. So great concentration. It's an immune system boost. It's great for focus. It's calming. It's uplifting. It's great for skin health. This is one that I use in my nightly. I made a cream, like a face cream, that I use at night for it. It's an acquired smell. It's one of those smells that I love it now. But when I first opened the bottle, it was the last of my little kit bottles to be used up because I could not stand the smell of it. It's great for, it promotes healthy cellular growth, and it just can help your DNA function correctly. So it's one of those oils that they all can, but it's a big oil when it comes to bringing your body in balance. The next one is Copaiba. Everybody has different ways of saying it. Copaiba. This one, what got me hooked on Copaiba is it was a free oil that I got about a year ago for ordering so much in 1 month. I got a free oil, and this is one I got, and ever since then it's been more and more popular. I feel like they gave it to everybody to try to show us how amazing it was, and now everybody's addicted to it. I use it on my teething kids. It's got a mild anesthesic effect to it.
It's like to in your teeth.
Yep. So we put it in tea. It can help support the circular system, stomach distress, any kind of achy pains, achy muscles, achy joints, that kind of thing. Copaiba is the one to go to. So it is an internal based oil. So I add it to my Ningxia Red. I'll add it to my sleep tea. I'll take, with my liquid probiotic, I'll add a drop of my liquid probiotic and take it internally. And it's nice because it's got a very mild taste to it. It's not a taste that sticks with you. Some oils you take and you're like, I'm going to be tasting that for a week. This one's not one of
I
them.
just have one question, I know, so we can move on.
Yeah.
I mean, smelling it probably gets into your system a little, but isn't the most effective when you think be drinking it? More so than putting it on?
It's a lot though.
Yeah, and think about all of the pores that you have. Like when it comes to your skin, is meant to be a barrier towards outside.
Right.
Your skin.
Right.
So your skin is a protective barrier to the rest of your organs and everything. So when you put it onto your skin, it's going to take a little bit longer, you're going to get a lot of benefits from it. But you do have that barrier of your skin. The pores are a little
drinking
small.
it would be a little
So yeah,
stronger.
Yep. So
Yeah,
like I said, not all oils are meant to be consumed,
Right.
but if it's an oil meant to be consumed, absolutely.
Yeah.
Taking it internally,
Right.
you've got the pores in you've got your cheeks and your tongue, you've got your stomach. It's going to get
into your
that
system move a lot
a
faster.
lot faster. Yes, absolutely. And that's why certain oils are listed as recommended
Right.
for internal use. Yeah.
I did find it was easier to get too much when you try to take it internally though, so go slow.
Yes. So
I've taken it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
In
like
water
to
or
use,
something.
so in your water, I always start with 1 to 2 drops. You really don't need much more than that. In a veggie capsule, I'll take, 1 drop of each oil that I need. So I'll do a drop of frankincense, a drop of Copaiba, and then a oil in the veggie capsule. Every once in a while, I'll take a little more depending on what I'm feeling, but I'd like to start there. So peppermint, you've got, peppermint is...
Better go check on your baby, huh?
My husband's up there.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, they're not up there alone. My husband's up there.
Well, I figured, I got maybe he's sleeping or something.
Well, who knows, he might be. Hopefully he's awake now. Peppermint's another good oil to have with lavender. 1 drop of peppermint is equivalent to 22 to 23 drops of herbal peppermint tea. One thing I use with peppermint, obviously I use 9 in the brownies, but a lot of it baked out, is my toothpick trick. I'll put a toothpick in the top and use, like if I like peppermint in my coffee or in my tea or, you know, mainly in my coffee, but I'll take a toothpick and put a toothpick in and then use that toothpick to stir my coffee, so I get I'm not even getting a full drop, I'm probably only getting like a quarter of a drop, but that's enough. This one, it's energizing, diffusing it's great, it's one of the ones in my energy blend, and it's just digestion. It's one of the oils that's most known for digestive health. Also, any head pains or aches, it's gonna be great for that. Okay. Thieves. So now we're getting into the blends. So Thieves is a blend of cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary. It smells like Christmas. Where it got its name was spice traders during the plague robbed the dead and the dying, and this was their recipe for success. This is what caused them from not getting the plague, and they basically traded this recipe for a lighter sentence, is what the story says. So there's a study at Weber State University. It found that there was a 99.96% reduction of airborne microbes when Thieves essential oil was diffused into the air. We diffuse this one a lot. There's a ton of Thieves products. Those are all over there. There's laundry detergent, fruit and veggie soap. There's dish soap. There's your Thieves sanitizing spray. There's your Thieves hand sanitizer. If you go onto NIH.gov, you can do a lot more research on Thieves because the FDA limits what I can tell you about it. But NIH.gov, you can look up what's good about cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, lemon, and rosemary. You can look those oils up individually and just kind of think about what they would do together. But this is one of those oils that really got me hooked. Moving right along, we've got Panaway. Panaway sounds like pain away for a reason. This one is what I use mixed in coconut oil on achy joints and on minor, just everyday discomforts, whether you're an athlete, you're working out, you're a mom and you're constantly holding kids, chasing them around, just growing pains, just any pains that come with growing. It can support the musculoskeletal system, any tensions that you have in your body. You will notice you have to push down on it, push and twist. It does have, because of the wintergreen in it, it does have that safety seal on it. Wintergreen in very high doses, like if you drank 30 milliliters of wintergreen, it can be toxic. So for extra protection, even though there's only 5 milliliters. But just to be safe, there's certain oils that do have that safety protection. But you're gonna, it's got wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint. Some people say it smells like root beer.
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually didn't smell root beer until somebody told me that, and now I smell root beer every time I smell it. I used to think like, oh, I smell like a Tiger Balm type thing. No, now I smell root beer. And I like root beer, so that's okay. Alright, so lemon, so moving back to lemon, this one is great. This one's mainly an internal oil. It's great for balancing your pH. If you look at PubMed.gov, and you can do a lot of research on lemon and what benefits it does to your body. But part of the key to keeping your frequency levels at a good level is keeping your pH levels at a good level, and lemon's great for that. So I always start my day by drinking a glass of water or tea and add a drop or two of lemon. It's one of the most popular ones that I use internally, but it's great for just about everything, but mainly it can level out your pH. And it smells good, and it's clean, and it's cheap. It takes 72 lemons to make one 15 milliliter bottle of lemon. So you'd think it'd be more expensive than $11 a bottle because it takes so many lemons. But yeah, it's great. So purification. So this is the one I have in the diffuser in there, and the one in the bathroom. Purification is a purifying oil, air purifying, great for skin imperfections. It's got lemongrass, rosemary, tea tree, myrtle, citronella, and lavandin. I put it on a cotton ball in my vacuum air return. So as I'm vacuuming, it's purifying the air. I put it on my wool dryer balls for my laundry because I don't use fabric softener or dryer sheets. I have wool dryer balls that I put this on. I add this to I make my own laundry detergent, so I add this to my laundry detergent. Anything purifying, it's going to work. Cotton ball and sneakers, it's going to help the sneakers smell.
They stop smelling it.
All that good stuff. So purification for purifying, it's great. Okay, so next one is, if I can get it to switch, is RC. So this is the one that I was saying earlier. If I can get there. We're wrapping up here.
These smell similar to me. This one has more of those eucalyptus.
Oh, okay, there we go. So RC, so this is one that's great just for respiratory support. This has got cypress, spruce, 3 different varieties of eucalyptus, myrtle, peppermint, pine, lavender, and marjoram. So this is the one that I take my diffuser into my bathroom, turn my shower on, block all the holes on the doors, and this is the one that I'm diffusing to help just clear the boys out and clear. So we just go and sit for 10 to 15 minutes in the bathroom. It's great. I use it topically on a roll. I make a roll-on, like a diluted roll-on with that. I put about 10 drops of that with RC, and I also put Copaiba in it. One thing I didn't say about Copaiba is it's an enhancer oil, so any oil you put Copaiba with, it's going to enhance the benefits of the oil, so that's another reason why they put it in the kit. So I'll do RC with Copaiba and roll it on my kids, their chest, behind their neck, on their spine, bottom of their feet. But RC is just your respiratory blend. Digize for digestion. It's going to be your digestive support. It's got tarragon, ginger, peppermint, and 5 other digestive supporting oils. This one's got a unique scent. Some people love it, some people hate it. Everybody needs it. So, but any indigestion, any digestive issues, this is one of those ones that's going to bring your digestive system in check. So, use this a lot on my boys when they're young, and even now, just to keep them flowing and keep everything moving. Everything starts in the gut. I do too. If you think of the term gut, everybody talks about having a gut reaction. You have a gut reaction to things. Well, your gut reaction, yeah, it does. It's got anise, fennel. I like black licorice, so I kind of like.
I like fennel, but I don't know.
So everybody says you've got a gut reaction. Oh, it's my gut reaction. Well, that stemmed from something. That stemmed because everything starts from your gut. If your gut is unhealthy, the rest of you is going to be unhealthy. So what Digize is going to do, if you take it internally, which is how we use it, I do use it topically on my boys, but me, I use it internally. Digize is going to actually take your digestive system and help balance it and help it work properly. Last one is Stress Away. This is a lot of people's favorite. Stress Away is Copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, which is an absolute. So vanilla is kind of diluting it a little bit because it's not an essential oil. Acatea and lavender. I apply this directly with a roll-on to my neck, temples, feet. I diffuse it. Copaiba is tapped like maple, and it's got all the benefits that we already talked about. So this one's going to ease occasional emotional distress. It's calming and relaxing. Whenever a friend tells me that they're just so stressed and they're overwhelmed, this is the one that I send them. So if I'm sending samples of any oil to people, this is, especially women, this is the one I'm sending the most of, because every woman I know is like, I'm so stressed out. Men seem to be just good. It's not stress.
Hormones.
Yeah, exactly. So, so this is just, I won't talk on this too much, but you've got your Thieves household cleaner. It's non-toxic, it's versatile, it's effective, it's economical. I use it for everything in different dilution rates. I have 4 bottles of it. They're all 32 ounces. I've got one that only has 1 capful, which is a tablespoon. So 1 tablespoon, and I use that on the kitchen table, on my kids' placemats, on the high chairs, on their toys. I have one that has 2 tablespoons in it, which is an ounce. So you figure this small bottle is 14 ounces. So I'm using half an ounce mixed with 24 to 32 ounces of water, and that's what I'm using on my kids' stuff. I'm using 1 ounce, and I'm using it, that's a little stronger, so that's my degreaser, so I'll clean my oven with it. If my kids spill something on the floor, that's what I use on my floor. I have, in my last 32 ounce bottle, I have, it's a little more potent. I use 3 capfuls, so I use 1.5 ounces, and that's for the bathroom. The kitchen, if I'm talking like raw meat, if I'm using raw meat, bodily fluids, during potty training, that's what I'm using, or if the kids are sick or ill, that's what I'm using for that. I do have one that's a little bit lighter, that I'm using as a, like a stain, like I use it on my clothes. I'll use it in the laundry. I'll put like a half a capful in my laundry as a booster. You can use it as a dishwasher. I've never done that, but a pre-wash stain remover. It's an ant deterrent. You can soak your toys, and I soak my toys in it instead of bleach. If my 2-year-old poops in the bathtub, I'm filling the bathtub up, and I'm putting 2 capfuls of thieves and just let it soak overnight, and then draining it and rinsing it that way. Toilets it's good for everything, and it's economical too. So it comes out. One 14-ounce bottle makes, actually, if you're using 24-ounce bottles and you're using 1 capful of concentrate per bottle, it makes 28 bottles of cleaner, and that makes it 75 cents per bottle. So it is economical. It's less if you buy the big bottle, which is 64 ounces. But this is, again, one of the products that got me really hooked is using this. It's all plant-based. My kids can actually help me clean. I don't have to give them just an empty bottle. So Sleek and Ningxia Red, just 2 supporting systems. So you've got your Sleek, which is our more of our, when used with proper diet and exercise, it can actually help manage weight and create, there's oils in the Sleek oil and the Sleek tea that can actually help you feel full. It can support your metabolic activity, it can help boost your metabolism. And then your Ningxia Red is your antioxidant supplement drink. So 1 to 2 ounces a day keeps the doctor away. But my boys get 1 ounce a day, I take 2 ounces. And it's what I'm using when I'm taking like Copaiba and peppermint. I'm putting a drop in my Ningxia Red shot. But it's got wolfberry puree from China's Ningxia province. Gary Young is able to get the wolfberries from China. Blueberries, pomegranates, and it's just good antioxidants for the body, so it's a supplement. In your kit, if you get the starter kit, it comes with those packets are 2 ounces, it comes with 2 of those in the starter kit, so you can try them out. I'll even dilute, I'll take 2 ounces and I'll dilute it in a glass of water so it lasts me longer and it kind of flavors my water. So I'll do that. And they have different kits too, so it's cheaper if you can get a kit that comes with 4 bottles and then 30 packets. So I always have one in my purse. So the last couple things we're going to touch on is how to get them. If I can get, let's see, there we go. So there's 2 different ways Young Living works. Obviously you can't buy Young Living in the store. There's no way that they would have to drop the quality of their oil to be able to drop the prices to be able to compete. So how this works is there's 2 different accounts that you set up. Just like if you were online shopping with Kohl's or with, you have to set up an account. So there's 2 different accounts you set up. The retail account is just you go in, you set up your account as a retail customer, and you buy at retail cost. You buy whatever you want, 1 at a time, 3 at a time, but you're paying your retail cost. There's no obligations to purchase or sell, no opportunity to earn free oils, no reduced shipping. It's just you order just like you were logging into any store. The wholesale member I compare to Costco or Sam's Club, if you ever had a Costco or Sam's Club membership. So the wholesale cost is 24% off of your retail. There's no obligation to sell and no required monthly purchases, which is a great thing because it's your wholesale account. You just buy what you need when you need it. The only requirement is that you're required to purchase $50 a year to maintain the active status. So after 12 months, if you don't order anything, your account just goes inactive, and you just call Young Living if you decide you want to order again and reactivate your account. I've never had anybody's account go inactive. So there is an opportunity. There's an Essential Rewards program. That is your monthly program. You actually physically have to sign up to, if you want to do their auto ship program and order every month. You can change. It's a program called Essential Rewards, and as you order, you get points back. So you get 10%, 15%, 20% back in points that you can then turn around and buy free oils. But it's not a requirement, it's optional. So when you sign up to get when you sign up for your wholesale membership, it's just an option. Do you want to do Essential Rewards? 99% of people select no to start off. It can be really overwhelming. If you buy this kit and you get the kit and then a month later you're like, you have to make another order. It can be really overwhelming. But it is, once you start using the oils and finding that you're ordering them every month, Nature Red, or like me, I use they've got a whole beauty line, they've got cleaning products, and I use everything. I've replaced almost everything in my life with Young Living products, so my grocery store bill has gone down tremendously. I'm not buying cleaning supplies or beauty products at the department store. Everything I'm doing is through Young Living, so I do make those orders every month. There is reduced shipping, and then you do have the opportunity to make an income. Depending on how far you take it. If you use your member number and friends sign up under you and they send you what's called thank you checks. I do a class called Beyond the Basics where we get a lot more into that. But it's a wholesale membership, and that's all it is. You don't, it's just like Costco. So to be a wholesale member, you do, is when we get into getting the premium starter kit. There we go. So this is the premium starter kit. It cuts off a little bit at the bottom, but I've got the home diffuser here. This is my favorite. You've got the dewdrop diffuser here. This one's never been used. This is actually just a kit that I have. Over on the counter there, I've got my Aria. Most people start with the home diffuser kit. So it comes with your 10 oils here. You get the diffuser. And then this box is where, so those oils actually sit in this box, very nice and neat. But when this is the purchase that you make with to activate your wholesale membership, you get the premium starter kit. And it comes like this, and you've got all of your information here, and then there's a sleeve here that you pull out, and that's where you get your Nature Red packets. Here's your bonus bottle of Stress Away. These are little, like 4 to 6 drop essential oil sachets that you can use to share with friends or keep in your purse. And then they've got some smaller bottles, so these are little half-dram bottles. So you can put, like when I send somebody a sample, I send them this, like 5 to 10 drops in this. And then there's cards that talk about all the different oils and things like that. So that's the little starter kit. It does come with a roll-on fitment. This roll-on bottle goes directly on the Stress Away, so it makes it easy for applying. So you can buy those separately, and I have a lot of my bottles actually have the roll-ons on them because I use them, I don't diffuse them. Certain ones I use topically, and so it makes it really easy just to roll them on. So that's the premium starter kit. And then the prices are right there. So it talks a little bit about, to get started with the home diffuser, it's $160. If I was to go in and buy this, this box and this diffuser, if I was to go in and buy those things separately, that's what the savings mean. So even me as a wholesale member, I can go in and buy a premium starter kit because it's the best. If I needed, say I want, like I have, this one's a new diffuser that I won't use because this is part of a take-home kit. So I have 2 kits today that if you purchased it today, you could walk away with a kit. I just like to, but like I have this diffuser. I wanted the Aria diffuser as a gift to myself. No special occasion. So I wanted the Aria diffuser, but if I was to buy the Aria diffuser separately without the oils or without the premium starter kit, it's like $220. But I went ahead and bought the Aria diffuser kit and saved $143. And I use the oils anyway, so I end up having these 500 bottles that I can just carry with me or use, or I just have the kit to give to somebody to say, so it was financially, it was the best decision for me to make. So you can buy more premium starter kits once you become a wholesale member to get the diffusers, or like I bought my mom a premium starter kit for Christmas a couple years ago, that kind of thing. So So that is pretty much everything. And then there are 2 more kits. For somebody like my sister, for example, by the time my sister became a wholesale member, I had gifted her so many oils that she's like, I already have the premium starter kit oils, but I want to become a wholesale member. And so what she did, and she had a diffuser because my mom got her a diffuser for Christmas and all this kind of stuff. So what she did was she bought the Thieves starter kit. So no, it doesn't come with these oils. It does come with your Stress Away, but it set her up with the Thieves products. So she got the toothpaste, the mouthwash, the 2 bottles of the household cleaner. So it just comes with other things, depending on what she needed. But that's the way that she got the wholesale, because she didn't need the diffuser and the oils because we already had it. So there's just 2 other options. The Thieves kit is the 160, which is the same as the home diffuser, and this is the Dewdrop diffuser. And the Ningxia one is 170, and it's going to come with your Nitro, which is just your like energy shot, and then your 30 box of 30. So just 2 other options for those people who maybe want to look into. I do have people that start off with the Thieves kit who are maybe not ready to commit to the actual essential oils yet, but they want a way of getting chemical toxins out of their house. They want to replace their cleaning supplies. They want to try the hand soap. They want to use the Thieves sanitizing spray. So it's just an option. I have a lot of people that if they don't go with one of the premium starter kits that contain the oils that I have here, they go for Thieves because that's what they feel they're going to get the most use out of right away, because it's got those cleaning supplies in it, and it's one of the ways to get those products out of the house. So my last slide is just my resources slide, if I can get there. And this just talks about different, and I'll post these links on the Facebook event page too. But this is just things that I use on a daily basis. You've got oiltestimonials.com, pubmed.gov, a lot of great resources at Abundant Health for You, roll-on bottles, spray bottles, a lot of great reference guides. LifeSciencePublishers.com is great for reference guides, books. I've got a Gentle Babies book that I use, and I give out to all of my mommy new members because it's a great oil that shows you how to safely and properly use them during pregnancy, during childbirth, and after. There's reference guides available on your phone for an app, and then Young Living's blog. And then my websites are at the top. So I've got the Facebook page, and then I've got the livingoily.myoilsite.com is where you can go and do research on these individual oils and stuff too. I do give out, the last thing I'll talk about is I do offer when somebody signs up on my team as a wholesale member, or somebody signs up on one of my team, basically on my team. I give everybody a spray bottle, so a 1 ounce spray bottle, empty, a roll-on bottle, so these are like those empty roll-on bottles, you can make your own blend. One of those big books, I have the small variety here. Stickers for the top of your bottles, you notice my bottles all have stickers on top of them. And then a $10 gift card. That $10 gift card, you can use it any way you want. It's actually it's either a Google Play or an Android, Google Play for Android or iTunes for iPhone gift card. Its intention is to use it to purchase, there's an app for your phone called Reference Guide for Essential Oils. It's by Abundant Health. The app is $7. The intention of the gift card is that you buy that app so you have something quick on your phone. You can use it for whatever you want. If there's a game you wanted to purchase, go for it. It's up to you. But that's what my intention of giving it to you is that you're not going to use these oils unless you know how to use them and what to use them for. Otherwise, I don't know how many people I call on a weekly basis, and they're like, well, I only use lavender. I'm like, you've had your kit for 6 months. Well, I'm only comfortable using lavender. I'm like, we need to get you a reference guide so that you can look up these individual oils and it can help you, guide you, besides contacting me and using our online resources. It's a great way to just get you started because it's a search function. You search your body part, it's going to tell you what oil to use and what to use it for. So, great information. So that's everything. I'm going to stop Periscope and then we can do questions if you guys have any.